Hello everyone, it's 20 Italians bringing you another 20 with 20, playing Ultimate General Gettysburg. Now remember, this is only going to be 20 minutes. In our last episode, we dealt with continued action of the Confederates bringing more men onto the field, pushing our men back. We can see on the screen right now where the sides are. You can see that I have one long line here that I'm defending with two commanders. And then we have the Confederates are just sort of trying to mass men on here, um, on my front, basically. And Gettysburg is over here. So let's continue the fight of the first day. All right, we are now paused. I need to get my bearings again. We're almost done with the first day, so that means we'll be able to go into the second day today. I am still, if you look up here, I am doing all right with it. I am a little bit better than holding my own. Oh, Caliph did reform. Now, someone said that if I do M, oh, there's the terrain. Someone said if I pushed M, I could see the map, the terrain map, and that is better to show me where I'm at. So, pretty wide bluff up here on Oak Ridge, but it's fairly steep coming up. You can see Paul's here in a little. Oh, this is great. I apologize that I'm forgetting your name, but it was a while ago that I posted the other 20 with 20, so I kind of forget. But thank you for letting me know. This is the highest. This is Cemetery Hill. Well, I don't really need Caliph right now. Why don't I... Look, I'll make him go down the little alleyway. I'll put him up here. I don't think I really need to move anything else. Davis is over here, but they have pretty good... Are they engaged? Looks like they're engaged. This is Cutler's. Morale's up. See, I don't know if the generals gain experience throughout the battle. I don't know. Maybe if the developer were ever to do a full war game using this engine, you would be able to have generals increase their experience. So they still have these victory points out here, but that's okay. I'm still holding this 2,500 victory points and this 1,000 victory points. But I need to move the bucktails up. Come on, move. I need to move them up. Caliphs can be there still. Cutlers. They're still in cover, but I want them to move just a little bit. And Paul's needs to come up. They're in half cover. Why are you not working right now? There we go. I want them to just come up just a little bit. So now we have some odd lines going on down here. Stewart is very exposed. I'm actually going to tell Stewart to fall back. There's no reason for him. He's exposed there. I'm not going to move Biddles out there because Biddles covering. Biddles is pretty big, but he's the end of the line here. I know they have the skirmishers down here, but they're really just keeping Hart occupied. They have low morale. Their morale is gaining, and they have low morale. Maybe I can't have them fall back. But I do. I need at least Gambles to hold. Iron Brigade has not been engaged, and they are not. No, I need to keep them there. Biddles is just sort of hanging out here, but they need to hold. That's the Iron Brigade. There's Cooper's firing over them. Hall's firing on Pettigrew's. Now Pettigrew's, no, hold. Pettigrew's broke the last time, I think. If they start moving, I'll be very upset. But look at this. Look at this detail. You can see the gunners cleaning out the cannon. You can see the men going to. This is actually. I'm trying to get closer so I can see it. That's actually the think it's the closest I can get. What it looks like to me is that they're holding it as the Confederates would hold their rifles on the march. I don't even know what the hell the Bucktails are doing. Where the Confederates would hold the butt of the stock in their right hand down at their hip. I know you can't see where my hand is, but it's down at their hip. Whereas the Union soldiers would actually grasp the trigger guard, the small of the stock. Basically, as we call it, it's giving it a handshake. So you'd have the trigger guard right here, and basically all the weights sort of on this finger, and that's the way that you move at a shoulder arms. So it's just two different ways to carry it. That was really the only main difference between the Confederate and as I knocked my microphone, between the Confederate and the Union carries of the rifle. They were both working off of Hardy's manual, and Hardy before the war, he was in the U.S. Army. During the war, though, he went over to the Confederate side and was a general for them. Biddles is not engaged, but they are getting. Who are they firing? No! Nope. Keep on doing that. And then we got Breckenborough. Morale's going up. Stewart's. They're retreating. Are they retreating? No, just fall back. Don't move. You can't move. Biddle's just holding their own. And they've already been given command to hold. Well, it looks like they lodged up some skirmishers. I don't have any vedettes anymore. Caliph is still moving. I don't have any cav to move. We're just going to hope to wait this out. Now, this does run out, and then it does a longer timer, basically. It looks like we broke Pettigrew's again. So they're just trying to get artillery up here to try to move me from my position here, but they're just not going to. I have too many men. Come on, Baxter. Move up. Here's the reformed again. It looked like lanes before it disappeared. My dog's making noises behind me. They are getting shot up. But Paul's is also engaging with them. Now you have scales coming up, so we have to deal with this. Are they not engaged? Come on, get up in there. Alright, it's died down over here. I don't know what the heck's happening with Stewart's battery. So we're going to have to cover them. Can't fall back. So I'm going to move them just a little bit to shore up this line. There you go. See, it's got a timer. Battles to end in about 4 minutes here. So I got to keep them. This is where I'm getting. I don't have a lot of artillery up here, but now Paul's is heavily engaged because Davis is trying to move. Archer's trying to move on him. Perrin's trying to move. I need to move his hole. That front needs to be like that. I'll move up quickly and start firing on them. I can't really move the Iron Brigade anywhere. Oh wow, let's count down quick. That was a quick 4 minutes. There you go. Broke archers. Nice. Okay. So the outcome's a draw. More on my side than anything. As I'm looking here, it says a draw, but I'm looking up here, and I'm a little bit more than halfway. I've lost 2,100 men, and they've lost almost 3,000, so that's really good. Let's go into the statistics real quick here. I'm going to give me a little check on the time. Good, halfway there. Wow, so let's sort by losses, and Pettigrew's brigade is just chewed up. The most kills has been Davis's brigade, though. Woo! Callous battery. That's why they broke. And Zimmerman's battery, Crenshaw's. Oh, that's theirs. And Pettigrew's brigade. Yeah. So I definitely had it out. Well, they've been tearing away at me here, but Heath skirmishers and Davis brigades make up the bulk of their losses. So good. They have low morale. Callus is in good condition. They just have really low morale. My contact's bothering me, by the way. Pretty low morale throughout the entire Union Army, it looks like. So we'll fight on. All right. So here, between each of the stages, we get to pick a different strategy, and that kind of determines how the forces are set up when the map reloads. So we can defend the ridges north of Gettysburg at all costs, and this is to basically hold it here. But we have the Second Corps coming down, but we do have reinforcements coming up as well. Basically, that's where we're at right now. Now it'd bend us back a little bit. Withdraw to Seminary Ridge and reinforce Cemetery Hill. This was the historical what they did, but it wasn't really. This was more of a retreat to Seminary Ridge more than a withdrawal. But I'm also already there. Or we could just ignore Oak Hill altogether and defend the southern ridges. Basically pulling us away from the McLean farm. If I see those correctly. I know it's shifting view on me here. Yeah, it's really pulling away. See, here's the railroad cut right here. I don't need them. We'll go to here. I like this high ground down here. We've delayed the rebel advance and our main army is closer to Gettysburg. Howard is already approaching the southern outskirts and will soon join us. There's no point in wasting more lives defending the northern ridges in the town. Buell's corps comes hard from the north, and the open ground between him and the town will allow rapid rebel move into Gettysburg. Our exposed northern positions will be surrounded on three sides. Change our strategy and redeploy to Seminary and Cemetery Ridges. There we can defend against the rebels from the high ground. When the entire Army of the Potomac arrives, we can counterattack and crush them once and for all. It's a necessary tactical move. We're going to redeploy. So I do agree. It would be vain to defend the northern ridges. We must retreat to the south. Alright, so now we have to defend Seminary and Cemetery. So we're split. Capture of Culp's Hill should be a priority since it's key to our defense from the north and the east. If holding Seminary proves too costly, you can withdraw. Alright, right away. Pause. Alright, so you see that we've the map shifted. We're now south of town. We have all new units to work with. See, they've moved it around. That's okay. You know, it's nothing that we can't handle. So this is Culp's Hill right here. Where else are we looking at? Sheep Heaven. Interesting. Powers Hill. This is the Emmitsburg Road. No, here's the Emmitsburg Road. And this road's still there. This is now Route 15 in Gettysburg. And it comes right up through here. The Pennsylvania Monument sits here. Here's the angle. The old visitor center was right about here. The cemetery is still there. The new visitor center is out here down the Baltimore Pike. I'm telling you, man, if you are ever in southern Pennsylvania, you need to go see Gettysburg. All right, so let's see what our position is here. We have a good enough men out here on Culp's Hill, but I need to actually set them up correctly. Well, this terrain's really going to help. And Smith's, I'll break out there. We'll leave Krasnowski out there. Now these units, as I go setting up other people, Schimmelpfennig, Krasnowitsky, von Gelsler. These were all German, or mostly German. Some Austrians that are just the generals that had come off, or actually could have even been captains that had come from the Crimean conflict that happened a couple years in 1858, years before the outbreak of the Civil War. They were really looked down upon in the Union Army until this battle, and it wasn't entirely their fault. They had poor commanders, poor generals ahead of them. But a lot of them had, and especially their arrival, the Union Army's arrival in Gettysburg, sort of lent to the stereotype of the Germans, the Pennsylvania Germans, which they would call the Dutch, because that's just what Pennsylvanians did back then. We didn't call them Deutsch; they called them the Dutch, even though they weren't Dutch; they were Germans. But Pennsylvania Dutch are Germans, so they thought that the Pennsylvania Dutch weren't helpful enough, that they cared more about their business more about their businesses than they did about the saving the Union. This was more due to the fact, one, that a lot of the Pennsylvania Dutch were Anabaptist, and so they were pacifists, and of course they would not support the war in that regard. But there was a bit of jingophobia in there, of just that they weren't, they were Germans and not to be trusted, that they were foreigners and not to be trusted. So Schimmelpfennig and Krasnowski were thrown into that. And Krasnowski is obviously Polish, but they were sort of grouped into that as well, until they really sacrificed themselves defending Gettysburg north of the town, and that's where the perception started to change as to the usefulness of Germans and foreigners from that area that were fighting in the Union Army. As I'm looking through here, this is really spread out. I'm trying to see what's going on, and they are just like spread all out. I have a lot of artillery, but not a lot of men. I had a lot more men before the end of the last battle. And I'm going to keep them down here. Remember, we're supposed to be... I need to protect Cemetery Hill. Move von Gils's up. Trying to get my bearings on this map. Here's the highest point. These guys are just all over. Buford's really spread out. I don't like this setup at all. So I'm trying to move them. That's too far. I need to move them up here. We're going to run out of time because this is going to take a while. And they got them stacked up here. I'll move the skirmishers back as reserve. This is indefensible already. Look at this. They have this many men. They're going to... I have 4 brigades. It's just not going to work. And because then we have Ewell's coming down. Let's see it. We have to end this right away. Yep, we're going to have to end it actually. So we'll just let this play out just a little bit, but we're going to end it here shortly. I want to see how they're moving. Man, they're getting enfiladating fire over there. I don't know if I can reach them over there. No, what are you doing? Just... No, I want you to move that way. Well, that's pretty ballsy. All right, everyone, we'll end it right here. Thank you for watching another 20 with 20. If you like what you see, feel free to give me a thumbs up or leave a comment at the bottom. If you want to subscribe and see more videos, feel free to click on the red subscribe button at the end of the episode. Good night and good luck.